this new plan apart for us. Let's bring in France 24's Europe editor, Catherine Nicholson. Kat, first of all, break down the main points of this new plan, if you will.
Yeah, definitely. So first off, this is a response to irregular crossings of the English Channel between France and the UK. Some crossings as well, people leaving from Belgium. There were 28,000 of those in the year 2021. So Boris Johnson saying that he wants to deter people from attempting this crossing. It is very dangerous. He said that anyone who pilots a boat bringing people across the channel illegally will get life in prison. The Royal Navy is going to take over patrolling the English Channel. Previously, it was the border service. And there are going to be visa penalties for states that refuse to take people back who've made an irregular crossing into the UK. In terms of asylum seekers who do get there, well, the people who are allowed to stay will no longer be housed in hotels and guest houses while awaiting their decisions. Boris Johnson said they will be taken to Greek-style facilities and didn't really give any detail on what that means. We will have to find out more about that. Most significantly, perhaps, this deal with Rwanda that you've mentioned. Anyone, according to Boris Johnson, who's arrived illegally in the UK since January 1st could be subject to this new deal where they could be relocated to Rwanda. They're calling it the Migration and Economic Development Partnership. Boris Johnson a little bit fuzzy on the detail on it in the speech, essentially saying people in genuine need will get access to legal services in Rwanda, be able to make asylum claims there. We understand that this would apply to mostly men arriving in the UK on their own under the age of 40. Now, if those asylum claims are successful, those people would get asylum in Rwanda, not in the United Kingdom. The UK government investing the equivalent of about 140 million euros into this partnership. This issue obviously does concern France as well. The British government, he says, will keep talking to the French government, trying to find some sort of returns agreement to bring people back to France. And just one more thing, Boris Johnson says that the UK has welcomed more people than under any similar resettlement schemes elsewhere in Europe in recent years. And I just wanted to break down that a little bit. This is a little bit misleading. Under a narrow definition of resettlement relating to a specific United Nations scheme, this is correct. The UK has accepted more people. However, in terms of resettling asylum seekers and people just showing up on the border as refugees, the UK is by far not the top country in Europe. For example, just recently, Poland accepting 2 million Ukrainian refugees. And of course, as we know, Germany took in much over 1 million people in the year 2015. So Boris Johnson perhaps guilty of a little bit of misleading information there.
The British Prime Minister also saying that he's not expecting all of this to happen immediately. Why is that and what's the time frame?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the laws to support all of this aren't fully in place yet, for one thing. The government still needs to get those through the legislative process. Boris Johnson also says he expects that this will be challenged in the courts. He issued an attack, in fact, on lawyers who represent refugees and asylum seekers. He called them politically motivated. He said there's an army of them who set out to thwart the government. He does expect opposition parties as well to oppose the plans. One issue that's already been raised at the press conference was the fact that some countries where these people are coming from do not actually have the possibility for people to make a legal asylum claim. So what do we do about those people? Boris Johnson getting his retaliation in first, though, in a way. He's saying, look, we've got a plan. I'm setting it out today. What's your alternative to this? There was also another issue, though, raised by a journalist at the press conference again about the UK government itself having questioned Rwanda's human rights record. I can quote what she tweeted out from the UK government last year. You can see it there. We regret that Rwanda did not support our recommendation, also made by other states, to conduct transparent, credible and independent investigations into allegations of human rights violations, including deaths in custody and torture. Johnson said that other European states are considering similar plans, and he's not wrong about that. Denmark, for one, working on a plan to send asylum seekers to Rwanda specifically. Denmark has passed a law domestically that could permit it to do this, but it's faced criticism, for example, from the United Nations that says that it would erode refugees' rights and also encourage others to follow suit down a path that the United Nations does not consider to be acceptable.
Catherine Nicholson, our Europe editor. Thank you very much.